Now, we all know that we are in a solar system, or at least we should know that. We know that we are on the Earth, that we have a moon, we have several more planets that we have seen so far. We are revolving around the sun. This sun is static in the solar system. We, the Earth, rotate around our own axis and also orbit this static sun, so we revolve around it. By rotating around our own axis, and the sun appearing and disappearing from our sight, we observe what is called night and day, while by orbiting the sun, we see years pass by. From what we know, the sun also revolves around the galaxy, and that takes over 250 million years. There is a problem with all of this if you believe in Islam, however. Islamic sources clearly tell us that the sun rises from a place and goes to a place at sunset. The Quran always tells us that the sun travels, that it has a stopping point that it goes to.
Hello everyone, we are back with the Apostate Prostate, and today he was talking about, I'm gonna answer all his questions, okay? He was saying that the sun, and the first question, that the sun could rise from the east and could also rise from the west as proven in the Quran and the Hadith. Yes, this is true, and even scientists prove this, okay, to be real. Recently, NASA has discovered, as you can see in this article here, sunrise in the west. Scientists warn north could be south as Earth's magnetic pole switch. Scientists have warned Earth could be heading towards an extraordinary event which would see compasses points south and the sunrise in the west. So it clearly shows that even the scientists, and NASA confirms that, okay, NASA says that the Earth will reach a point where it will stop and then will start moving in the other direction, and they proved it as like a soccer ball. If you kick a soccer ball, it will be moving, spinning right in one direction, and then all you see when it stops, it could spin a little bit on the other direction, right? So this proves that it's true, and it's true that the sun will be rising from the west 3 days, as Prophet Muhammad has said, just like the scientists have explained, the ball spinning in one direction and then stopping and then spinning in the other direction a little bit. Okay, so this is clearly that they have proved that. Plus, this is not also Islam. Why is this guy only criticizing Islam? That Islam believes that the sun could rise from the west and from the east, and that there is sunrise and sunset. If we go to the Bible in Zalim, chapter 113 of the Bible, verse 3, it says, from the rising of the sun to the place where it sets. To the place where it sets. So there's a place where the sun sets according to the Bible. The name of the Lord is to be praised. Again, this guy is only talking about Islam. This idiot cannot speak against Christianity because he knows that this is business, and that Christians could, if no more money will be sent to him, and knows he will not get any support from Christians in order for his agenda to destroy Islam. Now, his second point was, can the sun can the sun come to a point that stops according to the Quran? There's something called solstice, okay? And solstice, if you can see, this is definitions here, okay? It says, for an observer on the North Pole, the sun reaches the highest point in the sky once a year in June. The day this occurs is called the June solstice day. Similarly, for an observer on the South Pole, the sun reaches the highest position on December solstice day. When it is the summer solstice at one pole, it is the winter solstice on the other. The sun's westerly motion never ceases as Earth is continually in rotation. However, the sun's motion in declination comes to a stop at the moment of solstice. So in the moment of solstices, okay, the winter solstice and the summer solstice, the sun comes to a pause, okay? In that sense, solstice means sun standing, meaning the sun standing still, okay? Coming to the point, does the sun follow the same path as the moon, okay, according to the Quran? Well, if you go to this website, it's called Astronomy, and they even have magazines, as you can see here, about it. Okay, here what they explain is, this is a question: does the moon follow the same path across the sun in the sky? Okay, as Earth orbits the sun each year, the sun appears to cross in front of more than a dozen constellations as observers on a nearly circular path that takes 365 days to complete. We find the sun moves approximately 1 degree per day against the background stars. This movement defines a line called ecliptic around the celestial sphere. The ecliptic is inclined 23.5 degrees to the essential equator because this is the amount Earth's rotation axis is tilted relatively to its orbit. The moon follows generally the same path, but with important differences. So it basically follows the same path. The moon's orbit is tilted 5.1 degrees relative to the ecliptic, so the moon can appear anywhere in a band extending 5.1 degrees north above and south below of the ecliptic. Okay. Each month the moon twice crosses the ecliptic on opposite sides of the Earth. These intersections are called the nodes of the moon's orbit. The nodal points also wander along the ecliptic. An imaginary line connecting the nodes through Earth's center rotates around the planet every 18.6 years. When the moon lies on a node, Earth, the sun, and the moon lie in the same plane. So, I don't know who this, Apostate Prostate can deny as much as he can, right? But in the end of the day, this is coming from a website that is from magazines. Those are published magazines website of astronomy, astronomy. And if it was tampered with or fabricated with, I don't think it should be published, because this would be a crime against lying in science, right? So I don't think it will be published in magazines. Now he talks about how the Quran says about Dhul Qarnayn when he reached the place of the setting of the sun. Okay, he found it, or it appeared to him that the sun was setting in murky water, although known also as dark murky water. And this location, Ibn Kathir has said this location is in the Black Sea, because the Black Sea is actually, why is it called Black Sea? Because the water there is kind of like black, or like murky, not black, but like it appears dark. The water appears dark. So فلما بلغ مغرب الشمس, it says in the Quran that when Dhul Qarnayn reached the setting of the sun. Maghrib means setting, okay, the time of setting, sunset, setting of the sun, the place of setting of the sun, which clearly means the west, okay, because long time ago they used to head east and west according to the sun, okay, and where the sun would set, they would say, okay, we would head this location. Where the sun would rise, they would say, okay, this is east, we would head from this location as well. So now he found it. So it appeared to him that the sun was setting in dark murky water. Now if you look at this picture here, does the sun appear to you that it's setting in the water? Yes, it does. And he found a location. So when he reached this place, the setting of the sun, he found it setting in dark murky water. It appeared to him setting in murky water. So this shows that the location is in the Black Sea. Where the setting of the sun was setting, it was heading west, and it was setting according to him on the location of the Black Sea. So he found there in this location, because in the Black Sea there are tribes and cities, right? When we reach the end, close to the shore there, the shore side, he found the people there. He found a tribe on the shore side, okay, or in this type of location, because we also know today in Turkey, if you would go around the Black Sea area, you would see also cities there and people living there, and villages, right, where people live. So he found the people there. Clearly, he says وَجَدَهَا, it appeared to him. Long ago, brother, they didn't fly like astronauts in space to have airplanes like your stupidity claims, okay? They used to see the North Star as above, okay? And they would have to also see where the sun would rise and where it would set. So the compass, and according to the compass, they would know where is south, east, west located according to the sun, okay? According to where the sun is. And they would realize, okay, if they're in the middle of the desert, they don't know where east, west is, they would look at the sun, where the sun is right now. So now this prostate nose goes on to say the sun has a rising place, and this is not true according to the Quran. This is what Apostate Prostate is saying. But really, you're so funny. In the morning, the sun does rise. It appears to us as rising. Scientifically, no, the sun does not rise or set. But to us, it appears as rising, and it appears as it is setting. And similarly, in the Bible, it explains that. this is the star. It's called High Energy Astrophysics Science Archive Research Center. Dr. Alan Samuel, Director. Okay, Astrophysics Science Division, NASA. This is a star child authors. Okay, this is the website that's can be trusted. The question is, does the sun move around the Milky Way? Answer: yes, the sun. In fact, our whole solar system orbits around the center of the Milky Way galaxy. We are moving at an average velocity of 828,000 kilometers per hour. But even at the high rate, it still takes us about 230 million years to make one complete orbit around the Milky Way. So he goes on, the Apostate, to say that, okay, this is in Surah Yasin, by the way, chapter 36 of the Quran, verse 40, okay, where it says, it is not permitted to the sun to catch up the moon, nor can light outstrip day. Each just swims along in its own orbit according to law. So it is not permitted for the sun to catch up the moon. This means because moreover Allah had described it, nor can night outstrip the day. So it means that the moon does sometimes cannot, the sun and the moon move a different, the earth moves in a direction that if the moon was to move around the earth, the moon can never be moving around the earth at the same time in the daytime when the sun is out, right? So basically in the nighttime you can see the moon up, okay? So every single day and night the moon is always up, okay? The moon is always up in the location where it's night, okay? And the sun is always up in the location where it's day, but it is not permitted. This is the usual turning around. But sometimes there can be solar eclipses, okay, where the moon can catch up to the sun, okay, usually, and you can see that there's an eclipse outside. You can see it becomes nighttime, okay, while the sun is still in this, still shining in this location, or the earth is still on a location where it's supposed to be day, right? But usually according to the law, in its own, okay, meaning like in usual, okay, there's not always solar eclipse. Solar eclipse can happen like after years and years, right? It doesn't happen every single day or every single year, right? But it happens after years. So, and there's times that it happens, but in the usual case, that the way is that when it's sun and when it's daylight outside, it's not night. Okay, there's no sun and night, and the moon does not move be in the location where there is day. We see in the Bible as well, in Joshua chapter 10 of the Bible, it even names it the sun stands still. Imagine, is it the sun standing still, or is the earth standing still? Okay, so it says that according to this, so in Joshua chapter 10 of the Bible, verse 12, okay, Joshua chapter 10 verse 12, on the day the Lord gave the Amorites over to Israel, Joshua said to the Lord in the presence of Israel, sun, stand still over Gibeon, and you, moon, over the valley of Ajalon. So the sun stood still, and the moon stopped, till the nation avenged itself on its enemies, as it's written in the book of Jashar. The sun stopped in the middle of the sky and delayed going down about a full day. There has never been a day like it before or since, a day when the Lord listened to a human being. Surely the Lord was fighting for Israel. So you can clearly see. Now, I want to ask all Christians, of Christian Prince and Apostate Prophet who's following him, what do you think about this Bible verse where it says the sun stands still and the sun stands still? And then the moon stopped, and he tells the sun where to go, and the sun goes there. Okay, and sun stand over Gibeon. Go over Gibeon, okay? And then he says, okay, so the sun moved over there. Or was it the earth that moved over there? And then he says to the moon, and the moon stopped. Okay, and moon over the valley of Ajalon. And the moon moved there apparently and stopped there. And the moon, the sun and the sun delayed going down until what happened? Until the enemy defeated, until the people defeated the enemy. Okay, so you can see the sun stopped in the middle of the sky and delayed going about a full day. A full day, the sun was still in the sky forever, and it's not moving anywhere. It's not going up, down, and it's noon all the time. Okay, A full day it was noon. 24 hours it was noon until the people defeated these tribes. And if there's no scientific proof that there was a day like this as well, you know. By the way, stay away from apostasy and from Ridwan.